In this video, let us see about DC drives and AC drives. There are two types of drives based on the type of motor used. They are the DC drives and AC drives. So the DC drives use DC motor as the prime mover. So this DC motor will be fed from either a rectifier or a chopper. Here the AC motor is used, which will be supplied from a rectifier through a inverter, because the inverter gives the AC output. An inverter needs DC input, which can be obtained from a rectifier. The DC drive system consists of a DC motor which will be feeding the load. The DC motor requires a DC input voltage which can be obtained from a power converter. Depending upon the supply voltage available, AC or DC, you can choose the power converter. So if AC voltage is available, you can use a control rectifier, and if DC voltage is available, you can directly use a DC chopper. These converters can be controlled to give the input for the DC motor, so that you can control the speed of the DC motor. And using these converters helps to achieve both rectifier and inverter mode of operation, as well as 4-quadrant operation is possible. This is an example of a DC drive system where a 3-phase input is given for the control rectifier. By varying the firing angle of this thyristor, you can able to control the output voltage applied to the DC motor, which will control the speed of the DC motor. So now the speed as well as currents are sensed and they are given to the control unit, which will generate the gate pulse for the thyristor. So here you can observe that there are two feedback loops. One is a current feedback, another one is a speed feedback. So always you should mark the current feedback line inside, and outer should be the speed feedback line, because speed is a slowly varying quantity, whereas current is a fast varying quantity. So it should be always, the inner loop is a current loop and outer loop will be a speed loop. Let us see the advantages of DC drives. So this is a DC drive. So here the power circuit is very simple, because we will go for a rectifier or a chopper which is simple, and fast response you can obtain with the DC drive, and speed control you can achieve a smooth speed control and less noisy operation. If you see the disadvantages of DC drive, the main problem is with the commutator in the DC motor. So it needs frequent maintenance, it makes the system bulky, and the rating and the speed are limited due to this commutator, and moreover due to the presence of power converter, harmonics will be introduced in the source current, and DC motors are costly. Next we will see the AC drive system, which consists of a AC motor to feed the load. The AC motor requires AC voltage which can be obtained from a power converter. The input for the power converter is AC. So you can use a control rectifier plus inverter, because a control rectifier will convert AC to DC. Again you need a AC, so the inverter will convert the DC to AC. Or directly you can use a AC voltage controller or cyclo converter in case you want to change the frequency at this stage. And AC motor can be any induction motor or synchronous motor. So this is an example of AC drive system. You can see here 3-phase input AC is applied here to the rectifier, which will be connected to the inverter. The inverter gives again an AC output connected to the induction motor. Let us see the advantages of AC drives. As we know, there are no commutators, so requires less maintenance, higher rating and speed is possible, and AC motors are cheaper and readily available. Let us see the disadvantages of AC drives. Here the power circuit and the control circuit is complex compared to the DC drives, and AC drives are costly, though the cost of AC machines are cheaper compared to DC machines. And this AC drives requires two-stage power conversion, that is a rectifier as well as an inverter. In this channel already 55 topics have been covered in power electronics subject, and most of the topics are covered in basic electrical engineering. If you need any other topic, just mention in the comment section. If you have any doubts in the video, you can mail to this email ID. And if you like the video, please do subscribe to this channel. Thank you. These are some of the references I have used.